All right, this is Mobile Gamer Nerd, and we are back with another Raid Shadow Legends free-to-play mystery shard only champion spotlight. Today we're going to be looking at Warpriest. Yeah, I know I've been saying that we should do her for a while. It's she's definitely someone that I should have done earlier on because everyone gets her right in the beginning of the game, and she's actually a pretty effective hero for the things that we're trying to use her for. But unfortunately, she was not high on a high tier on my list of heroes to build. This is more for just because if people want to use her, she's usable and she's definitely not someone I would say is terrible. She's just not as good at what she does as other heroes. That's it. She's still good, just not as good as other heroes. So here we go. Let's see what we did. We do have her in some reasonably high end gear only because we were going to put her in something else in the beginning. You're probably going to put her into HP, and then you're going to probably move her into bolster from shield. So shield would be the next step, and then bolster if you have it. I actually would put her in bolster again right now, but unfortunately, I just don't have the pieces that match what I needed from her. So we put her in a different set. So we have her in supersonic right now because it's just what I had. Basically giving her more resistance, HP, speed. It fills her turn meter for every buff on the enemy. 10% speed again, and then we've got turn meter effects get decreased by 30%, so that's nice. So nobody can really turn meter her, drop her to 0, which would be good. And yeah, that basically gets her back to healing and getting attack up. That's all we care about with her. Her skills, let's look. So she attacks one enemy, has a 15% chance of placing a freeze. Basically, after you get a debuff chance, you've got a 25% chance. So it's just as effective as Sill's speed down. Basically, not that effective. Then she has heals a target by 20% of their max HP, and then heals all allies except the target by 10% of the target's max HP. So she's healing based on their HP. Not that great. The first heal is going to be a nice strong one, and then everybody else gets an extra one. That's the awakened skill. All right, so basically you have to get her up to, I think, was it 3-star, right? 4-star, whatever it is, 3-star, and you can get the extra thing. This does an increased attack of 25% on all allies. So obviously, right there is her big downfall is that this is 25%. If this was 50%, and maybe make that the awakened skill and just leave this skill the way it was, yeah, it might have been a little bit better. But unfortunately, she's more of an all-rounder. The Spirit Host is way better. Obviously, she can heal herself back up. Obviously, she can't heal anyone, so you need to bring a healer with you if that's the case. But the 50% attack is obviously way better. And then if you have Mithrala, obviously it's even way better. You've got defense and attack up. So there you go. We do have her in the Miracle Heal Blessing. And yeah, it's just basically so she can restore destroyed HP. Basically good for Hydra. You can use that for the lizard men guys that you hit and you get your HP destroyed in the Doom Tower, things like that. Masteries, we basically gave her a bunch of healing stuff. The only thing I'm not sure on is this, because like I said, I just put it on there. Chance of placing things, but it doesn't work on freeze. So I left it there. I could switch it to this where increase speed for dead allies, but the point with her is that I don't want anyone to die because we're trying to use her in faction wars, and I don't think we have a reviver. So yeah, we're going to need to do it without having anyone die, so that's not going to help me in any way. Mainly we're building her for faction wars, and then basic offense stuff all the way down to War Master. The reason that this didn't get pulled, all right, damage inflicted, is because we wanted the extra healing and value of shields, and we wanted this chance of increasing the turn meter when a buff on this champion is removed or expired. So basically her attack up is going to give her more turn meter, which is why we chose that instead of the damage, because we don't care about her damage, all right, at all. Literally don't care in the least, all right? We have her in a defense glove, a defense chest, a speed boot. We have defense on her ring. We have HP on her banner, and not banner, on her amulet, and then defense on her banner. Now, we could put resistance on her banner. I didn't have it at the time. I may have one now. I don't know, but we're not going to do it. We're not going to change it now. But yeah, probably resistance would be a better option here, but her defense is very high right now, so I may end up keeping it. Let's take a look at her total stats. So we've got her at 52,000 HP, 2,000 attack. We've got 4,200 defense. Like I said, it's reasonably high for someone. Speed is 232, which is also reasonably good. Crit rate is at 41 and crit damage at 89. Like I said, I wasn't focusing on this. I didn't care if she hits. I don't care if she does any damage, to be honest. We just want her to stay alive, heal, and get attack up. That's all we care about. Resistance is 170 and accuracy 211. I wouldn't go too crazy with her accuracy just because I don't think that freeze is as worth using as other heroes who probably like I would bring you Carl in to freeze everyone instead of using this because that's obviously a much better chance of it working. So I would probably just do that and use her as my healer and my attack up. If her using that one freeze is what's saving you, you probably have the wrong team. All right. I know because I've beaten faction crypts with heroes like this and based my win on one freeze. So I know what happens, all right? So if you're using her as your freezer, guess what? You are definitely using the wrong team at that point. So yeah, or you just don't have heroes. So that's where she's at. Masteries we did, skills, all that. Let's see what she's about and how we can use her. So now, would I use her in the arena? I mean, when you first start the game, obviously you would because she has attack up. It's something you can use. Um, there's not much that I would probably use her for in arena. She's not good at really doing anything. Like she's not great at all. But we're gonna see if we can find a team to see if that 25% attack up is even worth our time. This is a strong team. Let's try this. Now, in this case, you would be using her as your attack up hero. So in most cases, you would probably put apothecary here, right? So you have attack, you have a speed up, attack up, and then we would want a defense down hero. So we would probably bring in like Pig Boy. All right. So this would be basically your starting arena team to see if it works. I don't know if this is going to work. I don't know if the speed tune is going to be correct. We're going to find out. All right. And honestly, this guy and this guy are going to make this a little bit harder. So we're going to do a speed up. Now she's going to come in with the attack up, just like Spirit Host. The only difference is we're only getting 25%. All right, and now we're gonna get a crit up from my pigman and drop defense like it was no one's business. He's gonna get speed down, and then hopefully we kill someone. All right, so of course the one guy that's gonna kill us is dead. So now we just go in. Yeah, but see, this is the problem with that. The 50% attack up. See the difference in how much damage they did to us versus what we did to them. See? So this is where I'm gonna say probably not the best option, but there you go. It heals everyone up, and now he's gonna come in and smack us and try to kill us. Everyone's gonna die. Look at that. Oh, she got punched right in the face. Here, you know what? We'll heal ourselves. Sure, why not? We're gonna die anyway, right? Make Apothecary look like a champ. Look, he's just gonna take a bunch of hits. We're just gonna auto. Let's see how long he can last. Because he can heal himself. That sleep is probably pretty good. Let me see if we can go long enough. So I want to see if I put him as my defense, if it would matter. More than likely not. I have a feeling, yeah, they've got him. Bloom, dead. So there you go. So would I use her in the arena? I mean, the answer should be obvious. If you just started the game and that's all you've got, guess what? You're using her. But yeah, she's just that extra 25% attack can be the difference between winning and losing a fight. All right. It's just not worth trying to use her for this. And that's the only thing she brings to the table is that 25% up attack. That's it in the arena. Like what does she do? Heal everyone? Like you're trying to kill these guys as fast as possible. All right. And she's going to heal everyone for probably a third of of the damage that you're about to get hit with. So yeah, would I use her? No, I would just bring in somebody who has a 50% up. She's not an arena champion. I do not recommend using her in the arena except when you just started and have no one else. That's all we're going to say about arena with her because there's really not much to do with her. All right. So now, as far as anywhere else that I would use her, now Faction Wars is a good place that I would use her. I can't show it right now, even though she's not that special. Bringing her into my faction crypt, as you can see, we have 54 stars on Sacred Order. We actually were able to beat another 2 or 3 stages getting her into the team. Why? Because she heals and she has an attack up. That's it. We don't have it. We didn't really have an attack up on our team at the time. I don't know if I still have another one, but yeah, she's attack up, and that's it. And she can heal people who are about to die, and that alone is worth bringing her into faction wars. So yeah, don't think that just because she's bad in the arena that she's bad everywhere. She's not bad here, all right? She's just good enough to keep your team alive and get your attack up. So don't think that that's a bad thing. If you're going to use her in faction wars, I still say it's an okay thing. Now, anywhere in here, I wouldn't I wouldn't choose her as my number one. Once again, like she's not a number one. But yeah, let's say we go into Dragon. We'll say we go into 16. All right. And let's just say, oh, here we go. We're gonna stay away from everybody who's like, really strong. So we're gonna go for defense down. So we got defense down. We want attack up, so we're gonna bring her in just because we'll see how effective she is at doing what she's supposed to do. There you go. Now we don't have anyone that can remove debuffs, and we don't have a reviver on this team. All right, so we have two choices. We can bring another damage dealer to try to kill it faster, or we can bring a reviver in. I would say with these two healing, I don't feel like there's a need to do that. So I would probably say at this point, bring in a secondary damage dealer. In this case, we'll just we'll bring her. Why not? Start. We'll bring Candle Guard. We'll show off my little dwarf friend. She's fun. I don't get to use her as much as I'd like, so that's why we're doing it. Look at that. She just wipes the floor with people. I love it. Candle Guard is a really good hero. There you go. Look, she got a freeze off. Isn't that exciting? Boom. Smacking everyone in the face. And she gives everyone a weaken, and then Kale comes in and it's, oh, poor baby, it's only Renegade left. You're sad. Remember, this is only stage 16, so it's going to look like we're destroying this, but I mean, we are destroying it, but I'm just saying. It really comes down to how much damage the boss does on his big hit. That's really what it comes down to, whether or not you're beating this fight. Because if they can heal themselves back up, you're good. But see, even with her just being an attack up person, she got a freeze off, so that's good. That's one thing she did right. And she's got her attack up. So it'll at least give us 25% more damage. I mean, when you're thinking about it, all right, in long term, would you rather have no attack up or would you rather have some attack up and someone who can heal? It's really what it comes down to. If you need a little bit more defense on your team, like say this fight, you're getting really low on HP and Apothecary can't heal your team up. Yes, then I would switch out Warpriest for Spirit Host. The only downside here is that Spirit Host has a removal of debuff. So you're going to be sacrificing one thing for the other. So yeah, it might not be a good option, but hey, who knows? But the thing is with her, it's like bringing Apothecary with her is basically giving you double heals. Bringing Spirit Host with her is basically giving you double attack up, which is essentially rendering her useless. So I would probably just say Spirit Host and Apothecary together instead of Warpriest. But she's not bad for the early game. Once again, she's an early game hero. That's all she is. She's really not that special comparative to what else you're going to be getting. All right, let's get out of here. So there's your dragon. Can you use her in Doom Tower? I mean, I'm sure you can. Actually, we don't want to do that. We don't have a good blessing on her. Otherwise, I would throw her into Phantom maybe, but you never know. All right, let's go into where are we going? Doom Tower. I mean, would I use her here? Sorry, we're in hard mode right now. Let's go into normal. Let's get out of here. All right, so let's go up to the top and see how she handles herself in some of these fights. So some of these fights are a little ridiculous. So I don't want to go. I don't want to go into a fight that's going to be annoying because those are the ones that, yeah, most of these are going to be annoying. Like they're winnable. It's just not. Yeah, we'll try this one. So right here we've got what we had done originally is we did beat this with the starting five. All right, so we did do that. So we bring, your starting five heroes in. This would be the ones that you would bring. Who's the one missing? Who's am I missing? Apothecary. I'm gonna bring Apothecary. Like I said, you could bring Diabolist in. Actually, let's just bring Diabolist in. Let's make it official. All right. Now, at this point, you would bring Valerie. But we're not gonna do that. We're gonna bring her. I don't know if this is gonna work. This could be a complete fail. We're gonna find out. We're definitely not gonna. Oh wait, actually no, cancel. We want speed. Speed. We don't want HP. We want speed. We want speed. All right, we're going to put it on auto and see what happens. I don't know if this is going to work. We're going to find out. If it doesn't work, then so be it. So, see, you've got Spirit Host giving you the attack up already, so we don't need her attack up. Boink. She just runs over and boinks them. So, yeah, fun. But we have removal of debuffs now, which is kind of nice. And maybe we'll get a freeze off, but it's not the end of the world. They're reducing turn meters, which is good for Diabolist. I forgot that she does that, which is very helpful, surprisingly enough. And we have a sleep on Diabolist, even though we just woke him back up, right? Like, hey, man, I have an idea. Let's wake people up. But we don't have any reviving here, remember. So this is, if we die, we die. That's the end of it. If someone gets one shot on a random hit, we will be dead. So this is one of those things where I probably wouldn't auto it when I first got to it. So she's going to basically act as Valerie. The only difference is she can't put up a shield. So that's the big thing, all right? And she's going to be putting up attack up while, I mean, I'm watching it right now, while, what's her name? Spirit Host is basically putting up the good attack up. So she's wasting it and possibly blocking it. Who knows how that works. I don't really know. We'll find out. But yeah, they're doing less damage right now. Luckily, Apothecary, I mean, Spirit Host can kind of handle her herself, which is nice. And we do have Diabolist in a stun set now, which you just saw. So that actually helps as well. Diabolist and stun is a very good option. I didn't realize how amazing it was. So there you go. Diablo's putting up 139,000. War Maiden putting up 360. Kale at 373. Warpriest, obviously no damage. But as you can see, now we're going to try something else, just so you can kind of see what I mean. We're going to edit the team. I want you to see something. And there's a reason I'm doing this, and you're going to find out why. Let's see what happens here. I want you guys to see this before I say anything. it's going to be an interesting little turn of events in how I feel about Warpriest. So, like I said, I don't know how turn meters, I mean, how the buffs work. I'll be honest. I'm not going to sit here and like, BS you guys. I don't know if her putting up her 25% attack outranks the 50% or if it just stops it from working. You know what I mean? From what I'm seeing here, we are doing a lot more damage right now. So it could be conceivable that we are getting blocked by bringing her in here. All right. Look at that. That was our fastest time. All right. And we did it without her. So what I'm saying with her is that she didn't even need to be in the fight. All right. And I hate saying it. You know what I mean? It's like we're talking about end game here. We're talking about later in the game. She's just not good. I mean, she's good enough for when you need her. She's going to be good in the city. All right. So if you built her, don't feel bad about it. All right. She's going to be good in the city. All right. You can use her in areas where you have to have somebody. And if you're missing an attack up and a healer, guess what? She can pop in and do the job for you. You can use her in faction crypts. Like I said, we beat more stages just because she was in the team. I would put her in bolster because that's the whole point. We want to use her as much as we can to protect our team. So the bolster set is going to be good because it'll heal her back up so she doesn't die, and it'll give a shield to everybody every wave. So those are both really good things, and I think that's a good option for her. I don't think putting her in supersonic right now would be the best option. The other thing is that she's just not. She just doesn't have the skill set to be better at anything than any hero. That's the problem. Her heal is basically subpar. You've got Valerie who can put up a shield and heal, and she actually has the attack up and the buff extender. So she's got two different skills. She's basically Valerie is Warpriest with two extra skills attached to her skills. You know what I mean? So here, and I'll show you what I mean by that if you haven't seen Valerie yet. And if you've been watching my channel, you've definitely seen Valerie because she's literally one of my favorite heroes in the game. Which is crazy that just that little adjustment, right? So here we go. This is Valerie. Let's look at her attack. So she attacks one enemy. Great. Just attacks everyone. No one cares. This increases the duration of all buffs on all allies by 1 turn, also decreases the duration of all debuffs on all allies by 1 turn, and places a 25% attack buff on all allies. So that's basically Warpriest skill with two extra things that are going to happen on that skill. And this is still a rare. This isn't like a legendary. This is literally the farmable champion in the first area of the game. Okay, so she's got that. Then you've got this, which heals all allies and gives them a shield. Okay, so basically, she's got the same skill set. The only thing that Warpriest is bringing to the table is a freeze, and it's not even needed. So it's like, am I going to say that Warpriest is amazing? No. Am I going to say that if you have no one else and you just started the game, is she going to do the job for you? Yes. All right. Remember, we didn't build her at all. It's been 2 years that I haven't even used her, and I never once in my life thought to go back and build her to beat something outside of faction wars. And that's why I was like, you know what? We'll kill two birds with one stone. We'll get Warpriest done, and we'll get faction wars, on loop and trying to get that done. So that's the only reason we built her. I mean, there's literally no other reason to build her if you have other heroes from the Sacred Order. She's just reasonably okay unless you're doing a Mystery Shard run like me, in which case you're going to probably need her to get through it. And yeah, you're going to be just like me building her and making a video saying how bad she is. But yeah, like I said, it's hard to explain that she's not bad, but she's just not good. You know what I mean? She's not someone that I would build if you have better. Okay. Um, but she can help you out when you're starting the game. So at that point, I would say just get her to 50 and maybe focus on other heroes that are a little bit better. And she won't die, which is good. You can get her pretty strong in the beginning. Even at level 50, she's going to take hits. So if you need someone to stay alive with you in campaign, things like that, like, yeah, she's perfect for it. Just throw a bunch of HP and defense on her and try to get as much speed as you can on her early on so she can keep healing whoever your main hero is, probably Kale or Galek. And yeah, there you go. You got yourself a starting hero that no one plays anymore. I'm not crapping on her. Yeah. She's just Warpriest, man. Everyone should build her just because she's Warpriest. All right. She's your best friend. All right. So if you guys have any questions, things you want to talk about, feel free to leave a comment, like, share, subscribe. It's always good for the channel. You help us grow. We do a live show every single week, liking and sharing and subscribing, all my favorite things. All right. So yeah, this is Warpriest, the subpar Valerie. This is Mobile Gamer Nerd. and you guys take care.